You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Hi listeners, I'm Carolina.
And I'm Tessa, and together we are Femme Regard Podcast.
Femme.
We are a show dedicated to educating and entertaining underdeveloped filmmakers and film enthusiasts alike.
We love sharing our experiences as filmmakers, what we've learned and what we've gone through.
And we love bringing on professional industry guests.
We want our listeners to learn from the best and get an honest account of the biz.
So come join the Femme Fam and give us a listen every Friday.
Streaming on all the major podcast platforms, including YouTube and our website, femregard.com. And of course, the Geekscape Network.
We're making an ad.
Napping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week. Yep. Has he been canceled? Wait, is Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
Everybody, we're back with the last week of Listener Submitted Month. And boy, do we have one to get us in to the Halloween season. Pagan Invasion, Volume 1.
This is a little unprecidented for horror movie night, right? We've done like...
We've never done something like this.
Not even a...
It's my first time.
Documentary. This is not a documentary by any means, but we've not even ventured that far. All right. Got it.
All right, so here's the email we got.
What a joy.
It says, "Hello, sinners. This year I'm submitting a pagan film. Is it The Wicker Man or Midsommar or The Witch? No, those are too mainstream and basic for us connoisseurs of folk horror. Instead, I present the highly informative video of the dangers of Halloween, featuring state-of-the-art CGI and interviews with white Christian experts who sport fantastic sweaters. The video focuses on good old-fashioned fear-mongering, considering the risks associated with horror movies, and of course, your children fall to the dark side. Around the world, there has been increased practices of spiritualism, fortune-telling, witchcraft, and Satanism. And this video aims to warn and inform you about the dark paths you might be marching down. This year, I choose Pagan Invasion, Volume 1, Halloween, Trick or Treat, question mark, from 1990.
The question mark kills me.
So for this, I don't think we can do... I mean, there's not a plot to do a plot summary of.
No.
What this is a 45-minute long first part of a 13-volume series called Pagan Invasion, produced by a company aiming to basically tell you about, as Stephen Bay, who sent that from Analog Jones, said in his email, it's to warn us of the dangers. I've got to give you a confession that I am shocked is about to come out of my mouth. I rated this 4 stars on Letterboxd because this is nothing more than awful propaganda.
Yes.
I was so charmed by the style of this, and I think it's just the nostalgia of I don't want to get into my double features, but this thing hits it out of the park with this era of news reporting and the cutaway. Just there was something that as I'm sitting there watching it and thinking everything these people are saying is complete bullshit, it still felt like a weird nostalgic blanket of like just falling asleep while your parents were watching the news in the 90s. Like it's insane. And Scott, I have to talk to you about this because this opening theme is fucking unbelievable.
It's so good, right? Yeah.
So you not only do you have a full piece of music, right? You don't have it's not a 30-second bumper.
No.
You have like a 2.5, 3, maybe 3.5 minute piece. I don't know. Time is a blur when this thing started. We're just traveling through this digital castle for quite a while this
fantastic.
theme plays.
But I remember
really
videos
nuts.
like this, like not the religious even side of it. Scott, do you remember like years ago, I showed you a 15-minute VHS tape that my mom bought us called Spooky World that was just about it was about the haunted attraction that Kane Hodder ran.
In Mass.
Yeah, in Mass.
Dude.
And it's similar to this. It had a kick-ass musical intro as it was like zooming through these animated segments and then cutting to clips of parts of the ride that you were going to see later in the video. Like, I'm like, this is so good.
It's really fucking
so
wild.
good. It's amazing. And then holy shit, we meet our hosts and they are sitting in this green screen. Like they are green screened into this castle as they're introducing the segments, and just the level of production for this bullshit is insane.
It's really wild. And, it's part of me by the end of this was realizing this is not really meant for children, but you have these adults that are in this castle. For the whole series, mind you. I did move on to volume 2 just to see what it was like. Same setup. They're in this castle. Like this is where they're gonna live probably for the next 13 volumes of
I can't believe it's
they put the money in.
volumes.
They're not gonna. Yes, absolutely.
And it's like, why the fuck are we in this castle? It does not feel pseudo-Christian at all.
No,
like it really doesn't. It's a weird vibe. But yes, they're in this beautiful digital setting.
I also think that there's something that is hilariously charming when you're watching this. That it is, again, the word is propaganda. It is propaganda. But
it pissed me off.
But, it's outrageous. But there's this thing that I found so funny and charming that these hosts try to conduct it like they're not biased.
Well, that's the thing that pissed me off the most because, okay, so
they're going at it like we're just getting the facts, but it's like you're interviewing a crazy person who's spouting absolute bullshit that did not happen.
Well, okay, so I agree that did not happen, and the thing that bothers me the most about this is the fact that all of the people. So there's two things to it. One, they legitimize their insane angle by bringing, which I know they didn't interview the people in Europe. They did not interview those British people who are like, I'm a witch. That's just footage that they have from somewhere else. So they've used that to legitimize their fucking argument here because they're like, we're just showing you the facts on both sides. But it's during the Satanic Panic, and so the parents that were watching this, because their fucking pastor probably gave it to them about to scare them about, Halloween. It legitimizes the fact that at least 3 people are serious liars. Like the guy who's the man and woman who are
the former Satanists.
That guy is an absolute liar. Like
100%.
And the reason why it pisses me off so much is that they think they're righteous in their lies because they're like, we have to lie about this insane satanic cult that I was sexually abused in.
And watched a child get murdered, but no one knows about it or has ever reported it.
Yes, exactly. And they're like, we have to do this because we're saving souls. And I'm sorry to be the fucking downer on horror movie night, but this is so fucking indicative of what Christianity is and why I hate it. I know you guys are still practicing, but like this is the shit that drives me up the fucking wall, and it will never stop because they will lie because they think they're doing good on the other end of their lies.
There's a description that the female host, I can't remember. There's a description in which they claim to describe Satanists specifically, right?
Oh yeah.
But if you take it's quite literally the description of any church.
Yeah.
You know, let's just call it like pseudo like Christian based churches, right? Or like Christian adjacent / alternative to. But they're talking about it like what it would be to follow people in an organized religion. And they're just using the word Satanist. But if you were to put Christians in there or church leaders in there, it's the same. It's the same thing. They're the same thing. They're that meme from The Office. They're the same thing.
Well, listen, I mean, I know that it probably worked more in the 90s, but you're watching these interviews where the people who are arch druids and witches, and it's like they're making a very compelling argument to become a witch. Like they're just like, we're just all about like being in touch with nature and taking care of each other. It's like these fucking monsters.
a lot of their shit was very compelling, and I don't want to go hang out with Glenn, who has this trauma dream that doesn't exist. Glenn really fucking hates Halloween. He could benefit from a few fun-sized Snickers. I promise you, dude. It would be so much better.
I may have Googled him to see if I could find any more information about him, and we'll get into that in a second. But what are you guys drinking over there?
I'm so pissed off. They talk about the Celts, and so I was like, I need an Irish cream stout that has been sitting in my fridge for at least a year and a half. It may be longer.
Stout can age.
It smells okay, but I'm also getting over a cold, so I may poison myself. But it's like getting candy on Halloween. You never know.
That's right. There's an urban legend. If you drink a year-old
no one's
beer,
going to share their drugs with your child. All right. No. So Kyle, what do you got?
I got from Dudleytown Brewery. I just went ghost. I went simple. Halloween. I didn't realize how much this was going to be about the Druids and Satanism. I just thought we were going to have a spooky good time. So, and Dudleytown in Connecticut is known has their own urban legend. I believe they have I think they have a Melonheads legend over here in Dudleytown.
We got one of those too. Literally in Helltown.
It's a very northeast.
Like it's Boston Township. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, town.
So I found this article from 2018 on pathos.com. We'll see how, whatever. But it says, a while ago, I ran across Glenn Hobbs, who made his rounds in the twilight years of the Satanic Panic, claiming that he had totally been a Satanist who had done satanic things before he was converted to, in all caps, trademarked true Christianity. And I wanted to show you how Glenn Hobbs' claim lined up with our checklist on the cult of before stories and what happens when these people are after their gravy train. We're going to probably see a lot more of these people as Christianity continues to decline, and I want us to be prepared for them. So then he has like quotes from the video. I guess he had discovered the video. Jeremiah Films is who put this thing out. But it says the video Pagan Invasion features an interview with a fellow named Glenn Hobbs, who claims the standard-issued Satanic Panic past in Satanism, the child abuse, the ritual sacrifice, horrifying abuse of all kinds, which he which he relates in a complete monotone voice the whole time. He also appeared in another film from 1989 called Devil Worship, this time without the splotchy beard.
My double feature, fuck.
And then he said, man, he must have felt so excited to be put alongside some of the other classics of Satanic Panic, only to find out that he had just missed the train of getting onto real TV shows. Because, this is kind of the
did we say what year this was? Was it
This
89?
is 1990. So this is...
Oh, duh. It's a fucking... I keep forgetting what year it is.
Well, it was made in 1990. There's been a few places that say it's at 91, but I think the series gets released over a few years, and
it just kind of jacked it up.
Yeah.
But it's at the end. It says ultimately, the evidence suggests that Glenn Hobbs did not enter the Satanic Panic game early enough to build a name or a following for himself. What a shame.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah, the only name that I recognize here is when they interview Hal Lindsey, who wrote the Great Late Planet Earth in the 70s. So he's the only name that I really recognize. I didn't even recognize the female host who in volume 2 they basically play her documentary about Hindi gurus that she produced in the 80s. So like now they're just sort of like
now they're just making a clip show.
Yeah,
listen,
dude, it's footage and interviews that they found from other places. As Scott said, there's this sort of like B-roll where they're trying to say that this is a real witch cult, a real pagan cult in the woods, and those are the whitest robes I have ever seen. I think they did not even steam them to get the creases out from buying them.
When it cuts to these fucking nerds running around in a circle with tiny brooms between their legs,
even the nerdiest of our group, which is pretty fucking nerdy, our group of friends, man, that is whack.
Yeah,
that is absolutely whack.
Now, what's not whack? What made me feel really cool about what we've been doing for over 10 years, man. How awesome was it that so many films we've covered on this podcast were used in the first 15 minutes to show the evils of horror movies?
I was paused the tape to write down a movie that I never saw, Playroom. I had never heard of Playroom.
Oh no, is that now on your to watch list?
Yeah, dude, it's on my Letterboxd watch list.
The first thing that jumped out at me is when they're doing this segment about the rise in people watching horror movies, they show an ad. And I didn't pause it to look at all of them, but immediately I clocked Blood Diner and Toxic Avenger at the top of the ad, and I was just fuck it, yes.
What did I see? I think I saw a clip from the Boneyard, and I definitely saw what's the one blood salvage?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were interviewing. They went to some sort of either convention. They went to something that looked like it looked like a film market. It looked like an American film market, honestly.
Yeah.
And it looked like they snagged an interview with one or two of the people who were making horror movies, and they were, it's blood
and
salvage.
They were nice.
The people they were very nice. That's what
I think is so entertaining about watching this retrospectively. And I know that there's a lot of religious trauma that might be hard for people to find enjoyment watching this, but it's like, in my eyes, I'm like, this fails so hard because every person that you're interviewing to try to demonize just seems like a down-to-earth, nice, normal person.
Yeah.
And then the people who are clearly lying look like sociopaths. Like it's almost like it fumbles so bad at being objectively successful at what it's trying to propagate that I'm like...
Yeah.
It's like I can't even take it seriously. Like I'm like, this is so outrageous.
Well, that's the thing that I think you're talking about, like potential religious trauma and things being a little bit more difficult, right? And at this point in time, I kind of still thought it was aimed towards all families, like kids too. Like I thought that we were, and I was like, you are failing very hard at like showing how these things are not cool.
Yeah.
And you're showing Freddy Krueger over and over and over again, right? So, but then there's this moment where it's like, if you are a stubborn, headstrong, and various other negative terms parent who thinks that this is the only thing going for you, then you're going to side with the assholes.
Yeah.
Then you're going to absolutely side with the assholes instead of trying to not incorporate, as in like, you don't have to build it into your belief system, but you have to at least acknowledge and know that the world is this and has this involvement in it. And it's like, you can still, we can still be Christian people and not assholes.
I feel like
liars.
Every year there's that one meme that gets circulated, and it's probably from a couple years ago, where it's like, it's probably some fucking Moms of Liberty woman or whatever.
Yep.
But she's like, around my house, we don't celebrate Halloween. Instead, we just put on costumes and go to our neighbor's house to get candy. And it's like, That's fucking Halloween. Like, you're just
That's
describing Halloween. You idiot.
I mean, but then you can't be like, Christmas is this and not this, because it's like, I'm sure you're still celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, like, it's so fucking stupid. But then again, there's these moments where I don't think they're intending to be as silly as it
they
comes
took this deathly seriously.
They took it deathly seriously, but there's like a moment where Glenn is talking about the evils of Halloween, and it fucking crossfades to a smiling pumpkin decoration on someone's door.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like a pumpkin with legs dressed as a scarecrow looking so jolly. And I'm like,
choose literally anything else.
Yeah. Like, to the point. And I know that this isn't the case, but I would love to find out that this is the case. That they just hired a budget editor. Like, every once in a while, I have to take an editing gig that I really don't feel great about having to do, but like the bills aren't going to pay themselves. But I will find, how do I word this? I have had to edit videos that involve interviewing people who are part of the manosphere, which fucking sucks. But in my little slight ways of rebellion is I don't edit out the fuck ups as much. Like, I want them to look stupid wherever I can.
Well, that's not hard.
So I almost wonder if like they hired some editor who was like, this is so fucking dumb that I'm going to make sure that anytime they're talking about the horrors of Halloween, I crossfade to the least horrifying images that they have in their B-roll.
You're a vigilante editor.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
It's possible. Like, it's, I don't know. This was truly insane. God bless you, Kyle, for going on forward into Volume 2. I don't think I'm that crazy.
Volume 2 is it's uninteresting so far. They're talking about a few Hindi gurus, and it just seems
it's also just
wrong.
Borderline racist. Not even borderline.
That's the problem.
It's all just. I mean, there's a.
When you call Hinduism a cult, like when you OCC, ULT, like it's ignorant. There's this level of ignorance that then hatred is built upon, which that is, you plant a seed and it fucking grows. Like, that's how this works, right? Yeah. But it's just hard to see. It's not as fun. Like, this is fun, talking about like Halloween and they're like poo-pooing Halloween for no reason is more fun than Volume 2. And there's a few other volume names that get a little hairy that feel like they're based a lot more in racist practice than anything else.
I would probably never watch this again, but I was like thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? I would maybe put this on like the Halloween, like hosting a Halloween party and putting weird outdated shit on the screen. Like, this has got that weird 90s charm in how it's edited.
It falls into a mixtape, or at least sections of it can fall into a mixtape really nicely.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Hi, listeners. I'm Carolina.
And I'm Tessa. And together we are Femme Regard Podcast.
Femme. We are a show dedicated to educating and entertaining underdeveloped filmmakers and film enthusiasts alike.
We love sharing our experiences as filmmakers, what we've learned and what we've gone through.
And we love bringing on professional industry guests.
We want our listeners to learn from the best and get an honest account of the biz.
So come join the Femme Fam and give us a listen every Friday.
Streaming on all the major podcast platforms, including YouTube and our website, femregard.com. And of course, the Geekscape Network.
We're making an ad.
Snapping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week. Yep. Has he been canceled? Wait, is Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast, brought to you by Geekscape. Real life,
real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
I think that that's a perfect time for double features because I may have reached out to a friend of ours to see if they were aware of this. Because I'm going to double feature this with WNUF Halloween special.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it's
and
so WNUF
Chris LaMartina
coded.
was like, hell yeah, I know the Pagan Invasion. They make it onto all of my Halloween mixtape videos that I make.
Nice. Yes.
And I was like, I could tell, dude, like just watching the way that there are crossfades in this that so link up with that first half of WNUF where they're doing like the dentist segment and stuff, like it is, you can see the influence of something like Pagan Invasion's propaganda in the way that WNUF scratches that similar late 80s, early 90s itch.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all I wanted to watch after watching this. I wanted to grab my copy and put it in right away.
Yeah. Scott, what did you have for double feature?
Just because we were talking about it, like, I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, Satanic Panic. I mean, we watch this, and then we go forward 30 years and we watch Satanic Panic.
Perfect.
The with Rebecca Romaine?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and stay sort of doc related, and I'm gonna go with Satan Wants You, and just completely go into the Satanic Panic epidemic and debunk it immediately after watching this, just so we have a nice clean slate.
I gotta tell you guys.
I mean, as the resident
atheist,
Satan atheist.
I am not a Satanist. Come on.
I was writing. I was typing Satan.
No, Kyle, he's the Reformed Satanist.
I did my
We actually saw him on this talking about his childhood as a Satanist. But no. So
Glenn's my dad.
So here's the thing. I don't know. Have I mentioned to you guys? Well, actually, this might be a question for Matt. My high school girlfriend, which, I mean, I didn't date much in high school because I was a fucking nerd. But what a surprise, guys, right? But anyway, my high school girlfriend, there's the girl that I dated at the end of high school because I didn't have a girlfriend until then. Like I said, nerd. She and her family were so ultra fucking Christian that they refused to celebrate Halloween. And so they would do family fun night.
Okay.
And
nothing makes you feel like you're missing out more than when you have a sanctioned family fun night on the
she was
event.
all the fuck in on family fun night. Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I know she'll never listen to this, and that's great because like she's off doing religious 40-year-old woman things, but or whatever her age is. But she, like, they had 4 fucking kids, and those kids were all in on family fun night. When she had a kid, that kid does not celebrate Halloween. And I remember feeling so fucking bad about myself. Not feeling bad for myself, but about myself. Feeling like a piece of shit because, like, I loved this girl and I wanted to go do Halloween stuff. And she's like, oh, we don't celebrate Halloween. That's an evil night. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I should have been like, red flag, get the fuck away. But
I mean, it doesn't matter how much you love somebody. When there's a red flag, there's a red fucking flag.
That is like a red 15 by 30 foot banner of like this. I mean, like I as I'm putting my arms out wide, you can see my fucking jack-o'-lantern tattoo. I mean, like I just, guys, anyone listening, do not date ultra religious people. They will ruin your fucking time. Yeah. They won't ruin your life, but they'll make you feel like you ruined your own.
They really, listen, they really truly will. I've had to learn, especially doing Christian Cringe, a big thing that I had to learn was like, and I'm trying to be better about this, and I think I've usually been pretty good about it, but I know that I was very, very lucky that like I grew up in a fairly progressive church, that like the church still continues to be fairly progressive, that like I was never taught hatred. I was never like put in those like there was always going to be a little bit of cringe because religion in general is pretty fucking cringy, but like that the church experience I had is not the norm of everybody. Like as we like talk to people who are like part of the churches, where like the one girl was talking about going to a Christian college for the first time and being confused that people didn't run up and speak in tongues during the church service, like stuff like that, where it's like, oh, okay,
confused that they didn't. Yeah, that's incredible. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, like she was like,
how do
not
adult
like a
people
normal
do
thing?
fucking speaking in tongues? It's so, and you know the fucking crunchy, crystal girly to alt-right pipeline is like something people talk about. Like
legit.
They both talk in fucking tongues, and it's like, okay, I don't think I even would have felt comfortable doing that when I was 6. You know,
right?
It's just I don't understand
when you
people.
can just let go of everything and you're not worried about what anybody thinks of you at 6 years old. You could just bounce into it. No, like if you can't do it then.
And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm really dragging you guys into a conversation about how absurd like religious extremism can be, because I think that you're going to find two people who agree.
Is absurd. No, extremism is absurd. I think you have to, and this is about. This is when you have a relationship with God, you also have to have a relationship with God, God's creation. Whether you like, on my end, I believe that, right? So like, because you have to have a relationship with God, you have to have a relationship with God's creation, and you have to understand that there are things around you and in this world that you might not understand that are created by the person who also created you, right? Like, so you also have to have a relationship with those things that you as a human being. And that's just being a human being. Like, whether you believe God created you or not, like, being a human means you have to relate to other humans that you will not understand. Yeah. Right? So extremism means that you cut that off. And you believe that you and what you present is the best for the world, and you will do everything that you can.
You'll lie your fucking ass off about being sexually abused and an accomplice in murder. Yeah.
Right. You will exactly. You will do everything in your power, which includes tools that probably shouldn't even be at your disposal, to exert your power over God's creation. Like, that's like, I don't mean to be like super, preachy, but I just it's preaching against something that I think is really, really detrimental.
Yeah. Well,
and not just to like your religion, but to literally anybody who gets in its way.
I've made an argument for years now where to me, like, I still don't fully know what I believe, right? Mm-hmm. But what I've definitely come to the conclusion of is, like, with the Jesus story, like, I don't really care if that story is true or false. And I don't care if this person was crucified and rose again or not, because I think that the general conceit of what he suggested we all do, which is like take care of the less fortunate and be good people, is kind
crazy
of
concept.
Just all you have to like lock into. So like there is this issue with the white Christian nationalistic movement of like, no, all of that has to go out the window because we still need to be the superior everything. You know what I mean? Like, to be against immigration is entirely unchristian. To be against free healthcare is entirely unchristian. Like, there are just these basic life and moral decisions that if you are basing it on strictly what the Bible says Jesus Christ said, like,
Which is what the claim to a lot of this is that you are following such.
Yeah.
Right. That's the I think that's baseline.
I can't remember if I sent it to you guys, but I sent it to a lot of people, and it's one of my favorite. It's now one of my favorite hard time headlines of all time. But it was like, conservative Christian angry that all the woke shit is in red, which is like such a fucking funny joke if you know about red letter Christianity. Scott, are you familiar with that phrase, red letter Christianity?
Surprisingly not.
Red letter Christianity is that there is a certain version of the Bible where they write everything that Jesus says in red. So that headline of conservative Christian angry that woke parts of Bible written in red is like fucking brilliant. Because it's like,
dude, people do. They'll just,
everything that your religion is based on, you think is woke, because you can't just admit that you're wrong and a bad person.
Yeah.
But
it's
anyway,
real.
Kyle, do you got a double feature?
Oh yeah, no. Satan wants you as my double feature. We are good to move on to what we've watched.
Well, we're not ready for that.
I'm thankful Pagan Invasion gave us any of this.
Yeah. We're not quite ready for that because we got to talk about some shit that's going on.
Right.
First of all,
some stuff is going on.
Well, let's actually start with the most important stuff. Next Friday at the Skate or Die Film Festival, Kyle and I will be there, and I am like 99.9% sure we are commentating over Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. So it ties in perfectly with this whole conversation. And then, Kyle, you're going to be all the way back in New England the next morning vending at an event.
Yes. Yeah. I'm being I'll be at Tox Brewing Company in New London, Connecticut for baby. For Toxoween. They're doing a little vendor market over there. They're doing a lot of stuff in October. A lot of cool stuff. I was talking to the owners over there. We're trying to hopefully maybe we'll get a projector into one of the spaces there that they have, and maybe in the future we'll either do some live podcast and screening or something of the sort.
Love it.
They're really great over there. They're fantastic. So I'm excited. I'll be there on October 5th. October 4th.
Yeah, 4th, yeah.
For
it's Sunday, right?
October 4th is Saturday.
Yeah.
I'll be over there vending. For horror movie night.
And then, you know all the other stuff. HMN podcast on basically every piece of social media you can imagine, including Patreon, where you can see our beautiful faces and get a bunch of extra bonus episodes. Email us at hmnpodcast@gmail.com if you want to be part of our newsletter. And go to hmn.dashery.com if you want to buy some of our kick-ass merch. And now, lastly, what have we watched, read, listened to, etc. that we want to talk about? I'm going to do a very quick one here. And, Scott, this is a no recommend for you. Because I know how stressed out certain things make you, and this will stress you the fuck out. But the creator of BoJack Horseman has a new cartoon on Netflix called Long Story Short that is fantastic, but it is also one of the most stressful things I've ever watched. So the conceit of the show is that it follows a family, a Jewish family, over a 20-year period, but it jumps all over their timeline. So, like, the first episode is about when the oldest brother's in college, but then, like, the next episode is about the oldest brother going through a divorce, and then, like, the episode after that is about the wedding to the person that, like, it's kind of these weird snapshots throughout their life. But the first episode specifically is him coming home from college, introducing his girlfriend to the family for the very first time, and it is 30 straight minutes of uncomfortable, passive-aggressive
I hate
gaslighting.
That.
Yeah, I was like, Scott,
so
you
much.
will hate it. But from like an animation and scripting stance, it is really, really well done. And I think I'm going to do one of the episodes on Christmas 365 because there's an episode where they have to have a very awkward conversation while at one of the kids' Christmas recitals, and they have to wait till the very end for the one Jewish portion of the Christmas recital. But like throughout it, every time they come back into the auditorium, it's a more absurd type of Christmas song, and it gets to the point where they walk in and it's literally a Christmas version of the Monster Mash that the kids are doing, like the absurdism of
That's
like
pretty funny. I
how
like
much
that.
Christmas owns every element of December and like pushes everybody else to the side is very on point satire. So long story short, definitely recommend it. Which one of you guys wants to go next?
Well, I have two. And the first thing is that we watched Superman, 2025 Superman.
Is that streaming yet,
Gunn.
or did you pay money?
We paid to rent it, and I think it hit streaming like a couple days later, which was oops. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think that I would have enjoyed it more in retrospect if I hadn't 2 days later watched Thunderbolts, because Thunderbolts is a much better movie, actually.
I'm really excited for that.
I was not. I was super excited for Superman, not excited for Thunderbolts, but I was just like, fuck it, why not? You know, like, I have my friends at Disney Plus and log in, and it's not you guys, but it's another friend. So why not watch it? Because I really don't watch anything.
What do you mean you don't have ours?
Well,
no,
I mean, if you
log out of that, I'll give you ours.
What the fuck?
Yes. Because
we were friends.
Have the same
yeah, exactly. Listen, I'll take both of them and just ping pong between them. Anyway, Thunderbolts was. I don't know why it was so much better, because like Superman had a lot of heart, but I just felt like the humor of it felt a little bit well trod because of James Gunn's past. Like it felt very Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm like, why play it safe? You're already fucking rich and you're in charge of all the DCU stuff now. Just do something different. But it felt very Christopher Reeves Superman, and I loved that, because like that is the best Superman, because it's the one that, in my opinion, it's the one that has the correct personality type. He's very wholesome without being preachy, and I really, as much as I enjoy I enjoyed The Witcher, I fucking can't stand the Snyder version of Superman, because he's just broody and an asshole. It's almost like he's like the evil Superman already. But anyway, then Thunderbolts was just like first of all, it's a Dark Horse movie for me, because I really had no opinions about it, and I knew all the characters obviously because I've watched all the other Marvel movies, but Sebastian Stan is just such a great actor. Florence Pugh is such a great actor. And it was a good script. And I also really like that the cataclysm of the story was much smaller. It felt, because it's like Thunderbolts and then an asterisk, the New Avengers. And it really felt like it was doing a lot of callbacks in an interesting way to the first Avengers movie, while still paying homage to all of that. And I really liked that. I thought that it was really cool that the cataclysm was based in New York City, just like in Avengers. So yeah, it was a super fun movie. I highly recommend it if you like that kind of stuff. And I'm interested to see where they take it moving forward, because it's just a fun concept, honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch both of those movies. Like, it sounds like, from what I've heard from a bunch of different people, that between those movies and Fantastic Four, like, we finally had a year where superhero movies were enjoyable to watch again, and not like
because they're not so dour.
Yeah,
I think that the culture has forgotten that. I mean, and Thunderbolts really is it's a heavier movie, but it's done in such a way that's why I don't know how to explain it, because it feels like it was done in such a way that it had heart, and it was like, but it wasn't overwrought, and there was humor, and there's a lot of swearing. It must have been a PG-13 movie. And so it felt like it catered to me in the right ways, and I just was happy. It was just a very strange experience for me, honestly.
I am really excited to finally like sit down and check out both of those, because even the other day I was talking to Barb and her kid, and we were saying like the biggest stumble was the second you start getting into, and Scott, you and I have had this conversation too, but the second you start to get into like multiverse stuff,
it really got too much.
It becomes too difficult to manage. And that's like kind of why I think the Spider-Verse movies are such a like unique exception to the rule, because it's much easier to just have the multiverse thing only affecting one person as opposed to infecting 16 movies simultaneously.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it's too damn much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, how about you?
I watched The Birdcage for the first time in my
what a
entire
delightful
life.
movie. Yeah, I love that movie.
I don't need to say much. I love that fucking movie. It's really I think we watched it. Oh, where did Carly? I don't think it's streaming, but it's on like a Pluto TV or like one of those on demand things that still is ad based, but you can still catch a bunch of movies that don't end up anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Really, just God, what a charming movie. Everybody is firing on all cylinders and not in the typical way in which they do. Robin Williams is not playing Robin Williams.
No.
Like Nathan Lane, it is and isn't playing Nathan Lane, right? Like
that character is an institution now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really interesting to have that be a movie that you've never seen and you get to like watch it with clean eyes. It's really cool.
Yeah. It was such a joy because I do feel like I was able to connect some dots, but then also get introduced to something that was very introductory is not the right word. Influential.
Sure,
on certain tracks of things that I followed along with, right?
Yeah.
Like where I've either caught queer culture or even just like cinema stuff like later on, you know, and seeing particular actors that I thought I sort of knew their trajectory but didn't, you know, Hank Azaria being another one of them, right? Like just seeing Hank Azaria in his role is absolutely incredible. God, yeah, I just really, really loved the movie. Carly and I sat down and watched it the other day, and because she and my friend Evan and I'm sure a multitude of other people in my life have seen it, and I have not. So it's always, you know, if you're gonna, sometimes we put things on the watch list that you never even intend on seeing. You know, sometimes, and I've advocated for this before, you just got to take a chance on the thing that even if you've heard a lot about, maybe you can tune some of that out and just appreciate it or enjoy it or watch it for what it is. And The Birdcage is great. Go figure.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I do love the story that Nathan Lane's been telling a lot lately about after the movie, doing the promotions of the movie, where he tells a story about basically how wonderful of a person Robin Williams is, where Nathan Lane and Robin Williams were both on Oprah, and Oprah was basically trying to ask Nathan Lane if he was gay. And
it's crazy that
and before he could even answer, Robin Williams very quickly made a bunch of jokes about how he could be gay too, who knows, and like kind of just made a joke to divert it. And he's like, there's a way where you watch that and it doesn't seem like anything. He's like, but me knowing Robin and knowing the conversations we had, that was him protecting me. That was him just taking the spotlight off of me just enough for everyone to forget the question was even asked, so that I didn't have to come out yet until I was ready to. And it's like,
wow.
It's like such a beautiful, like, God bless that man. It's a bummer.
I haven't seen that. I will look that up after we record.
I mean, Robin Williams, spoiler alert, Robin Williams, very funny, very sweet. Who would have thought?
Well, weird.
But you know, that's it. We're done listener submit it month, and we're getting
great
back.
job, listeners.
Yeah, and you know what? This put me in a spooky spirit. So I'm ready for us to dive into some more Halloween classics. Let's see. I'm sure we got some absolute beloved, everyone watches every October pick next week. So stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Hi, listeners. I'm Carolina.
And I'm Tessa. And together we are Femme Regard Podcast.
Femme. We are a show dedicated to educating and entertaining underdeveloped filmmakers and film enthusiasts alike.
We love sharing our experiences as filmmakers, what we've learned and what we've gone through.
And we love bringing on professional industry guests.
We want our listeners to learn from the best and get an honest account of the biz.
So come join the Femme Fam and give us a listen every Friday.
Streaming on all the major podcast platforms, including YouTube and our website, femregard.com. And of course, the Geekscape Network.
We're making an ad.
Napping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week. Has he been canceled? Wait, is Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.